Hey guys, welcome to the review show. My name's Austin. A Quiet Place Day 1 stars Lupita Nyong'o and Joseph Quinn. When New York City comes under attack from an alien invasion, a woman and other survivors try to find a way to safety. They soon learn that they must remain absolutely silent as the mysterious creatures are drawn to the slightest sound. In the Bike Riders review, I was wearing a Blink-182 shirt, and so now I'm bringing it back for this one. A different type of shirt, but more alien type of theme, so why not just keep the ball rolling, I guess. Quiet Place proved in so many different ways that a PG-13 movie can be scary. Like you can do PG-13 horror films, and after A Quiet Place, they kind of actually probably boosted a lot more their PG-13 horror films. Now there's good ones, but then there's really bad ones, and but A Quiet Place always knew how to do that, especially in the sequel, which I wasn't really too fond of. It kind of lost some of the horror elements when they figured out how they could somewhat fight off the creatures. But in this one, we kind of go back to basics where no one knows what these things are, that they don't know how to defeat them. Besides that, they got to be absolutely silent. And I do like the marketing for this movie. The trailers were kind of like, all right, but I like their wording when it comes to the marketing, where in the trailer it says where everything becomes quiet, and it's like I like that. I think that's kind of clever. And we follow Lupita, who has some form of a sickness in this movie, and we also follow Joseph Quinn, who is coming off of Stranger Things, who is now in the new Fantastic Four movie. And I find these two people very talented. They really hold this film up like a lot. This film does a really good job at bringing back that crucial thing that made the first one so good, is the horror aspect. The second one did lose the horror aspect, like I said, because they figured out how to somewhat fight off these creatures. So whenever someone is kind of in danger, you don't really have that big of suspense, really, because the thing that they do kind of affects all of the creatures. And I'm trying not to spoil anything really that much for who hasn't seen those ones. So in this one, they don't know any of that, and so it's really cool when any of these characters get into situations, like your heart really drops. My heart was like pumping throughout this whole entire film, especially when that dang cat was on screen. I was like, I swear to God, if that cat fucking dies, I'm walking out of this theater. It was definitely weird though that the cat was kind of there. The cat would disappear every once in a while, but I guess the cat is just very well known, trained to stay somewhat close to its owner. The big selling point of this film is that it's taking place not only in one of the kind of like biggest downtown cities, the most dense cities that makes up a lot of like, it's just like a lot of fucking big ass noise. And this film kind of opens up talking about how how loud New York is, and so it's such a perfect place for as a set piece when it comes to a film like this. And they do a pretty good job using the set piece a lot. When I thought going in it was going to be a little bit more action, which is the reason why I didn't really like the second one, because it kind of did feel more action than horror, and which doesn't mean that's a bad thing. Aliens is more actiony than the first Alien. It was just like, it was really fucking intense seeing people getting fucking thrown all over the place. It was just like, this movie is pretty violent for a PG-13 horror film. Like, this is like, there is blood everywhere. Now you don't get to see a lot of like close up, like people getting ripped apart type of stuff. But whenever you do see some form of blood or blood spatter, it's like, holy shit. Like, you don't even need to see it. You can just you can literally picture what probably happened, and it's like, that is just so messed up. It's really is pretty messed up. They took the idea of A Quiet Place, put it in a big city, but they don't go way too far with the idea of New York, where it's just like, all right, let's just do the fuck whatever we want. They still give us the suspense. They still build up that tension, and they give us pretty good characters. And that's just like, and you can relate to a lot of to these two characters in this movie, and some little minor characters on the side. Like, they do a pretty good job getting you invested into what's going on screen. And it, like, there's this whole entire sequence that involves being into a subway tunnel, and it's filled with water, and it's just so claustrophobic. This movie, even it's in a big location, this movie still feels claustrophobic, and that's what makes this movie really good on that level. I'm gonna give A Quiet Place Day One an A minus. I highly recommend you guys checking this out this weekend. It is a ton of fun. The ones I haven't seen, the other Quiet Place films, you don't need to see those ones to see this one. This one's a prequel. This one takes place as like the alien invasion happens. It's kind of, you know, obvious given the hint of the name of Day One, but people still kind of maybe be like, I don't know if I should see this because I haven't seen the other one. So, but you don't even need to see the other ones because none of the characters in those films are in this one besides one who was in the sequel. But that person isn't really in this one that much and didn't even really have that big of a role in the sequel either. So it's just kind of like connecting the tissues first and almost like, I guess, an Easter egg in some form to the people that have seen the other ones. But we follow completely new characters in this. Anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching. Like always, I'll see you guys next review. Bye, guys.